what's going on, Earth Signs? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. That being said, let's go ahead and see what is going on in your love lives, guys, because I'm excited to see what's going on this week, especially since we got a change in signs and Thanksgiving. Ooh. So, it's the Star in the 10 of Wands. Looks like your dreams are... you want to go after your dreams, but it seems like there's a lot on your plate. I think it's like, you know, your dreams are starting to become a bit of a heavy weight, or maybe you have a lot of weight to carry, period. And going after your dreams just made it like 20 times more harder. But not impossible, right, ladies and gentlemen? Not impossible. Let's go and see what we got going on here. Get started. All right. 8 of Wands, okay. Oh, boy. Why is communication so stressful? Why? Speak your mind. Now, I always read, you know, the only card I do read that's up reversed is the Hangman. But even now, I'm weaning off of that because, you know, you do face some sort of enlightenment, which is why, I mean, if you have this enlightenment now, then why are we talking about it? You would be at the Hierophant right now. It's very similar to Earth, the fire signs, actually. They had the Hierophant too, and they had some interesting cards come up, but they had a, you know, about protecting themselves and, you know, being honest with themselves. You know, being honest with themselves is just as important as, you know, protecting whatever they're trying to manifest. Therefore, you know, all is connected. If you're doing something, you know, that's not so great to someone else or for yourself, it ripples. But I don't think this is, you know, but they have they had the Hierophant in their future as well. Interesting. Oh, okay, the Chariot's coming up underneath there, and then the Lovers is going to pop out at the bottom. Wow, we've got some major players here with the underlying energy. But taking control of your love life, that's the biggest thing right now. Taking control of what you love. What do you enjoy? What do you want? What do you desire? And that 10 of Wands in the Star, there are going to be things that we may not 100% enjoy, but it's the thing that it's about, is it worth our effort? Is it worth putting us through difficult, maybe not a difficult situation, but maybe you know, certain tasks may need to be done that we don't want to do. But does that mean we should give up? Does that mean we should try harder? What does that mean? We should find a better balance. Now, it's interesting, the Chariot that comes up here talks about balance anyway, but it talks about gaining control of the situation, making things balanced. You can't just, you know, hope that things will just align itself. You gotta take control of the Chariot, of the Sphinx, and say, hey, look, man, you gotta do this, and he's gotta do that. If y'all do it together, we can go somewhere. But until then, we can't. No, you can't just wait for the Sphinx to have their attitudes straightened out. You gotta be like, let's go. This is not what we're going to do. And it's the same, and it's hard to do for ourselves. I'm willing to attest to that. You know what I mean? I have my own little thing about getting myself under control, but the thing is that we do it. And Earth Signs, you guys are the best at it, even though it can be very, very difficult. And since we're in, you know, we just entered Cancer North Node, everybody's getting in touch with their emotions. It's a lot harder to say, you know, if this is what we want, we have got to do this. We have got to do that. And you have the card that comes up that talks about changing routine, changing beliefs, changing your structures. So even bigger, right? It's not just taking control of yourself. It's like take yourself in a very serious approach and seeing what needs to be changed so you can get everything together. Because it's hard, right? It's hard to have things in balance and try to get things together. And that's what you look like you're dealing with. You got so much on your plate and you don't really have a lot of room for adjustment. But that's the thing. The Chariot's telling me that you kind of have to make room right now. And it's, like I said, it can be very hard, but it's important. Now, the heart of your reading is the 8 of Wands, okay? So it's communication, things moving fast, progress, period. We got 2 cards that indicate fast-moving energy, but you have stagnation in the present. That's huge. You know what I mean? That's pretty darn big. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is going on? You know? Why are you stuck? Why are you not moving? And it's because, usually it has to do with the fact that there is a perspective that's needed to be seen right now, but stress is kind of taking over. It's taking the big red, big front seat, and it's like staring you in the face with popcorn, right? It's like this is your stress. And typically I don't read this card as something else, like other than expecting your manifestation to return to you. But I think that's the problem. Your stress is staring you right in the face. Like I said, I don't typically, nobody reads the card as somebody's watching you. No, but there is something that you're waiting on, and you're stuck there waiting on it, getting really stressed out about it. And the thing is that things could be moving a lot faster than it could be, but because you're so worried about when it's coming in, because you're focusing on the outcome of it and the potentials of something not working out, that's what makes everything a lot slower and seem like you're not going anywhere. It's a really, really difficult message because, sometimes we just feel like there's nothing we can do. There's nothing more we can do. The Three of Wands always says there's always something you can do in the meantime. You don't actually have to stand there and wait for your ships to come back. You don't have to wait for the message to return. You don't have to wait for the things to come in. Not necessarily. I think you do have to wait, but there's things you can do to prepare for what's to come. Now this Nine of Swords, I don't think this is a good way to prepare. Obviously, I don't think you're doing this on purpose. It just happens, right? We send out our best work. We've sent out the best thing that we can do, and then we just kind of think that's it. But it's like, no. There's something else. And this kind of, the star, the reason why that came out is because there's a lot of weight, a lot of burden, and I think it has to do with the patience that's required of you. Now, the star is healing, and it moves towards aspirations. Why? Because you're always giving of yourself. You're doing work. You're putting into your dream, and it never stops, no matter what you're waiting on, right? Because you're in a way, you're waiting on those manifestations to come, but you're still making it. You're still trying. You're still working toward that goal too. You're waiting for it to come to you as well as you work toward it. Kind of like how I'm going to use money for a second. How investments work, all right? Like what you could do is you could put $100, you could put $1,000 into a stock, right? But if you constantly put money into that stock, you will build your savings. You could potentially build your savings at the same time you're making money too. So you're kind of like, it's a working together fashion, Sometimes it works, sometimes you lose money, but still putting in money in there, it does increase, the potential of a higher more money coming in, okay? So kind of think about that. Or think about two lovers on a beach, right? One of them could just stand there and sit there and wait for the person to come along the sandy sand part, obviously the beach. I know, I'm getting crazy. And, either that person could stand there and wait for them to come to them, or they could just meet up, just connect, meet. And I feel like that's the interesting thing about this reading with the Three of Cups being your crowning energy, is that all three of these meet up. All three of these people meet up. One does not wait for the other. They all get together. They all find their way to get to the one place to have a good ass drink and have a great time together. They reunite. And I feel like that's what the thing is missing. Not, it's not the patience that's needed, because I feel like you are applying it in some way, but it's more of like doing what you feel like you need to do to meet them halfway. You don't have to wait at the very start. You could probably work yourself up to where you can meet them at the very middle. So you don't have to feel like they're taking forever, or you don't feel like you're losing your mind because you feel like there's nothing to do. You do have something you could do. You may have to change your approach so you can get them and meet them right there in the very middle. Okay? It's very interesting. I don't know how much this was apply for a lot of you guys, because it could be used for a lot of things, career, relationships, etc. Finances even. But the Hangman in your present is a really big sign to me when you have cards in here that are very fast. And the stress is a really big factor. And the last thing we want to do is we don't want to blame ourselves for the reason why things aren't moving. We want to see that we are affecting that process, but not as a blame situation, to come up with different strategies to fix that, to overcome the stress, to help us overcome the things that that are making our progress a lot harder than it needs to be. Remember, it's never, ever, ever, ever about blaming yourself. It's always about trying to adjust some things that we may be doing to ourselves that may not be helpful to us in that moment, right? And you know what I mean? That's why the Chariot here is so important. Let me go ahead and pull you guys your Messenger Oracle card. I'm excited to see what they have to say here, because This is one powerful reading. Your advice is saying meet them halfway. You know? The only thing you can do is what you can do, right? The only thing you need to focus on is what you can do. After that, yeah, it leaves it up to everyone else. But if you keep yourself busy, if you enjoy the moments, you know, celebrate how much you've come, right? Focus on that. But also keep putting in work towards your goals. If you can, if there is any work that needs to be done, then you know, that'll help, you know, not necessarily distract you, but also help you see that there's some things that, you know, yes, they're out of your control, but there's nothing more to worry about. You just have to allow things to work. Now, it's not temperance energy. I know the card just flipped up there, but there was like several other cards that flipped up, and I saw them, and I'm like, okay, this is not. But it's not temperance energy, I know, right? It's all about things are not going to move until you get a certain perspective, right? So it's like, well, it's not divine timing that's in play. It's really up to me. And the Hangman, it is saying that there is something that you have to see about your situation currently that will help you overall make a better strides at your goal, your manifestation. And yes, it does start from you. That's why I'm saying find something to, you know, try to understand your stressors, but also to help yourself find new strategies to overcome those, right? Sometimes the Nine of Swords can indicate that there's a lot of worry where it's not necessary. Everything is within your power and in your control. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about. You know, about just things just happening. You know what I mean? Now, you guys have change is unavoidable. It's a very big card. And the change is not avoidable. To me, it indicates that very thing, right? Change is unavoidable. Some things are just gonna have to go. And with the Hierophant in the future, like I was just telling the fire signs, you are dealing with a change in routine. The fives in the tarot period, fives period in numerology, or I believe in numerology. Don't quote me on that, but fives, when I've understood, is this time of change. Things are not stable. Things are meant to adjust then. But this is the point. That's what the Hierophant is, number 5. The card for structure and boundaries and organizations, traditions, things that we build our life off of, right? The routines and the practices that we do, you know, as you know, that we're committed to. We're committed to those practices to make us feel stable. They are subject to change, though, and that's okay. There's some things that we may have to change about how we approach something, or what our manifestation may even be in the first place. Maybe we've already reached that peak here, and we have to kind of figure out what our next goal is, or what's our next step, right? Or there's some things that we may have to do differently to overcome the part of ourselves that we may find is a bit hard to handle sometimes. The stress, the burdens, you know, the sadness, the depression. There's things that personally that we have to, you know, face so we can gain that balance back in our chariot, so we can take control of our lives, right? Because there's some things that we may let go out of whack, and we may not realize it. We may be thinking we have everything under control, but it's okay if we realize we don't sometimes, because we're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect in this planet. So I feel like this is not a time to kind of, you know, to shun yourself, or to shame yourself, or to even overall stress out about everything that you could be doing wrong, because it's not about what you're doing wrong. It's about how you can help yourself right now. And not that you're crazy or depressed or have any mental issues. If some of you guys are out there that do, you know, I hear you out here, you know. But if those of you are just regular folk out here just kind of trying to get by, it's not about you being crazy. It's not about you being depressed. It's all about you wanting you to be on the path that you want to be on. Okay? Because Heyman ain't gonna go nowhere. He's gonna go nowhere until he knows what he's trying to see. And what you're trying to see may have to do with why you're so stressed out. Right? And if it's about somebody rushing you, they need to step off, right? But that you got to determine whether that's, you know, them or you. But all in all, there's a perspective that you have to gain here regarding the stress, regarding the balance, regarding taking control. Okay? Taking control of yourself. Not the whole environment, not the people around you, but yourself. And that change will come. Alright? Alright, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know how much I appreciate all the love that you've been giving me, and I will see you guys very soon, okay? Take care. Love you guys. Bye now. Oh, whoa, wait a second. I almost did the same thing with fire signs. I want to show you the box and everything. Tarot Made Easy. The book. I said I was going to give you the book and everything for the giveaway. It's going to be in the description box. So, yes. So nice. Oh, the cards are in here too. I'm trying to get this book out. See this? Ugh. I'm just going to do this. The card's going to come out a little bit, but there you go. The whole box and everything. It looks beautiful, practically untouched, you know. I have not opened this book, so it's practically it is brand new. Like, just haven't used it. But I used the deck a little bit. Not very much wear and tear or anything like that. So I just wanted to show you guys that I do have everything. So, and how to participate is in the description box. Just comment on this video or the video with the giveaway on it. Or if you want to, you can share my videos, but make sure you tag me, tag my social media, so I know that you've posted it, and then you be involved. You just enrolled yourself in that random roster, okay, guys? And as much love as always. I will see you guys very soon. Take care, guys. Bye now.